thought we would try like really awkward and
A
see
little
what you guys
quiet
think.
intro. We're
Yeah.
grumpy.
Yeah, we're a little in a bad mood. Not a bad mood.
Just like low. I feel like I say it every week. Low energy, going
It's
crazy.
raining today.
I love the rain though.
Oh, it makes me look gloomy. But welcome back to Yap City.
Oh, you don't have to perk up now after that intro.
We didn't even say it.
Oh, welcome to Yap City.
Yeah, yay!
After March is over, we'll be a little more with it.
Enthusiastic.
I think. Right, but also
Which we started in March. It's just like our
we
whole
should have
started.
waited to start. We should have waited until
Oh
April.
my gosh.
But
Yeah, we're a little down in the dumps.
but that's okay because if you're down in the dumps too, you can be down in the dumps with us. That's the point of the pod, right? We're
Yeah,
trying to
we
keep it
laugh, we
real.
cry, all of the above.
I poke you in the eye. All right, so
I don't get it. I don't get it.
it rhymes.
Okay.
We laugh, we cry. No, I don't want to say it again.
Don't say it again then. Don't. Just don't. It's alright. So our weeks. I don't think anything happened of significance this week.
No. Honestly, it's weird. It's like time is going really fast and really slow at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it's been years, but also it feels like this, like the beginning of the month was just last week. It's weird. I don't know. Everything's warped.
Yeah. Nothing too big, major happened. I
But-
worked. I might be getting a second job. I don't know. I might start writing again. I don't know. Keep you updated on that
I
stuff.
think-
We're just like been in a creative mood, if
Yeah.
anything.
Mm-hmm. The creative energies are flowing for
Yeah.
sure. I've been.
But the extremities and like
is exhausting.
yeah, we
There's
haven't
a
really
lot
been
of
doing.
emotionally draining.
We haven't had like
things.
super like yeah, but we haven't had that this week.
What?
Super like
We're recovering.
yeah, we haven't had yeah, we're recovering from like a few weeks ago.
Yes.
We haven't had any like major drama, life
Knock on
altering
freaking
situations
wood.
this week. I know, right? Like that's probably fake. Fake what? That's a $5 table from Target.
$5?
I think it was like 10.
Wow, that's good.
I think Mia was like when for your premiere, she's like, can I stay on this? I'm like, absolutely not. It will break.
So, anyways, the theme of this episode is we're going to talk about dating in our 20s since we've been both feeling heavily influenced by the subject recently. So we thought that that would be a good.
Yeah, it came up today because I was not seeing someone but talking to someone, and he was very much an asshole today. And I'm bad with the whole thing. I give too many chances.
Yeah, I think you allow too much. For
I
sure.
do.
I think that there's nothing wrong with wanting to have fun, but it's not fun if you're not being respected. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just not like, or if like
Yeah.
this guy won't even show up to hang out, you know?
Yeah.
Not fun.
Yeah.
So I think the second you start, even if someone is saying something and it feels good and it sounds good, the second you start seeing that their actions are not lining up with what they're saying, you have to be like,
I know, should I give some backstory on what happened?
yeah.
So, I'm like not recently out of a relationship, probably 4 months.
It has to have been longer. That's crazy.
November.
It was only 4 months ago. That feels like a year ago to me. Oh
It
my
was
God,
November.
That's crazy. I'd say that's pretty recent. Not like recent.
No, but yeah, it's not like hurting like it's recent, but it's only been like 4 months. And I was like in love with this guy. Well, I hate saying that. But so I was on dating apps, and there was this guy who, oh gosh, this sounds bad, that just wanted like friends with benefits
type of deal.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I shouldn't be dating. I'm literally in love with my ex still, so I shouldn't be going on dates and like leading someone on. So I said yes. Man would never like
Meet up.
yeah.
And I've had experience with that as well.
He was like, I'll let you know when I'm free. But like he was like saying like he would be like, yeah, we'll do tomorrow, and then it'd be like then it would come and I'm like, so are we still on? He's like, I never said that. You need to stop asking. And I'm like, so I got fed up today, and I sent receipts. I was like, no, you did say it. See here?
Like, it's not even worth it.
I know.
It's not even worth it.
But I was like, what the heck? So...
Now,
Yeah.
I think that the apps are promoting people. This is my opinion, but I think that they are promoting people that aren't meeting up. Because there was this one kid I was talking to for a bit, a while ago. I'm with somebody now, but... And it kept asking me... It's not! He's not here!
I know.
No, it is nice, but it's, like, painful as hell. And the app kept asking me about him specifically, right? Have you met up with him? Have you met up with him?
It does do that.
But it was the one kid that would not meet up. And I'm like, why is it asking? And I'm like, I have a feeling that there's this is a trend. Like, that he just talks to girls on here and he doesn't meet up with them. And they're, like, promoting people more. Because why do you keep asking? You know, they're promoting the people that aren't going out. And I actually kind of liked him. Like, he was funny. I knew that there was no, like, emotional connection, but he was funny. He seemed like we could have fun, even if it was, like, friendly.
Is this the one that reached out to you every once in a while?
Yeah.
Okay, continue. I just wanted to see.
Yes. Yeah, I feel bad, but what are you gonna do? You didn't meet up with me, so whatever. But he was funny, so I was like, okay, so we, like, made plans. We had talked for, like, a month, which is, like, a lot for, like, dating apps and stuff.
To
like,
this guy for, like, 2 months.
Quicker. Yeah, you should meet up quicker so that,
It's
like,
January.
they don't waste your time like that. That's ridiculous. So finally, I'm like, the conversation was funny enough that I, like, would tolerate the fact that we weren't meeting up. And we weren't talking, like, a whole lot anyways, but, we went to meet up. He just never texted me. I didn't ask, because I was not going to be the one to be like, are we hanging out today?
I did ask. I was
No.
like, hey, are you
I was like,
free
no.
tonight?
No. And he never texted, so I was like, fuck that. So I stopped talking to him, and then he would text me, like, every few weeks, like, I miss you. And I'm like, what? We never even met, first of all. Second of all, you were the one who didn't want to meet up, like, who didn't show up. Like, they're nervous, or they're, like, I don't know what the deal is, but if they're not meeting up with you, just don't fucking keep talking to them.
I'm, like, back on the dating apps, but I don't want to be. I would love to just meet someone in person. Like how you and your boyfriend met.
I fully agree. Like, I was doing the dating apps. I dated a couple people from dating apps, and I was like, no.
Nothing wrong with dating apps. Like, my ex-boyfriend I met him from a dating app, and I was
there is something wrong with it.
You actually never met him.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
I was dating him for like a year.
I almost did, and I was pissed about it. I did not want to meet him.
Yeah, that was after we broke up, though. You almost met him.
I know. I did not want to meet him at all.
Ugh.
Well, I would have killed him.
Our psychic says he's coming back, though. So
yeah, but not for you to have this happy relationship. He's coming back for you to
My TikTok keeps saying things now, where it's like, he's coming back. He's coming back. And I'm not even liking the stuff.
Emily, no.
Also, I showed you the thing on TikTok where when I like a TikTok and it's like send to, it used to be you, now it's him. That one's weird. You gotta admit it.
Literally, astrologically, this is the time of exes coming up. Whether they contact you, it's just in your thoughts, your emotions. But it doesn't mean that you're meant to be, though. This guy...
Oh, yeah. But it'd be kind of nice.
No, it wouldn't be.
I got a little text.
Maybe a little text to, like, resolve things, but not to get back together.
Yeah, maybe. Do you think I have that much willpower?
No.
I know I don't.
Have that much faith in you for that situation.
Because I'm also about to say no.
Yeah, that's
we
not
went over
good.
this last pod.
Yeah, that's not good. You gotta get a grip on that.
I know.
The thing is, I feel like, I don't know.
I need to go on, like, casual dates just to, like, I don't know.
Get experience. I was just gonna say, you need more experience, but be safe.
Because, like, I think
Please.
you do this too, though. Where, like, you, like, create a whole future,
Yeah.
like, after, like, a conversation. And they're,
Literally,
like,
it's
then
so
it, like,
bad.
breaks your heart when it, like,
And
work.
you get hung up on it too. The way that you kept like texting him even though he wasn't hanging out, it's because you created the story in your head. I would do the same exact
like
thing.
he was like he had like a stable job and like was like buying a house and then like I pictured that like
and you start fantasizing moments with them that haven't happened, right?
Did you fucking meet him?
Yes! Or you put like a
We were
song
just
on and
texting.
you're thinking about them and then you have this whole idea of them in your head. And it's honestly not fair to them either because that's not them. You're creating this fake person and then when they don't live up to it, you're pissed off, you know? But they've never done anything to show you that they're that person.
Yeah, he definitely had the red flags too. Like he was definitely like bound to be abusive. But
yeah, like, and the thing is, when your gut is telling you that and your head is telling you that and you're going, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want
Yeah,
to
I was
listen.
like,
Just
I
know it's so hard and like you don't want to and you just want to have fun. You want it to work. Listen, because there's something so much better waiting for you and you're blocking it by ignoring
I know.
that.
I did see that. I actually saw a TikTok today where it was like things that like life-altering things you heard, and a lot of them were like that. Where it was like.
Remember, I got my tarot card
like
lady,
that.
and she goes, "You're blocking other romances," because I was dating. We need code names for people. I was dating starts with an M.
What can we call him?
Pineapple.
No,
like when you were in middle school.
Let's give him something that's accurate to him. Clown.
We could say Goober. Goofy Goober.
Clown.
That's mean. Goober's mean too.
Lube. Can I tell the story?
Yeah.
When they broke up,
It's so
he
bad.
bought sex toys for them.
That I did not ask for, by the way, and we didn't date that long, so it was a little bit like, oh, okay.
And so he asked for, like, it was at her house. He asked for lube back so he could, like, jack off to it with it. And he was like, just texted her that randomly. He was like, oh yeah, by the way, can I have that back? Like, I'm gonna use it by myself tonight. Like the fucking
The silence. If you can't tell them the silence on my end, I'm like actually
gagging,
passed out. I was like, whoa.
Do you know? Remember the pictures I took of you in Salem with him?
No. Do you have them?
No, I deleted them because I came across them a few weeks ago. I
I
think.
don't remember you taking pictures.
You guys going down the stairs. They're really cutesy pictures.
Oh, were they actually cute?
No, he was in them.
Wait, I didn't finish my point. My point was I was dating him, or I had just stopped dating him, and I got my tarot card reading, and she said you're blocking other romances. And then I started dating her. Like after I stopped dating him, I literally started dating Harold and found out that like that could have been a thing the whole time. And
Yeah.
Oops, I said his name. That's fine.
I can believe that if you really want to.
Okay, it's not a big deal.
You said it on the live too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But yeah, he was a character.
For sure.
I'm so sorry. I really pushed that one on her. I was like, give him a chance. He just seems a little awkward. Like, it'll be fine. He was not awkward. He was full of himself.
Yeah, very much so. I do like a guy who's like silly and weird, and so that's why I think I was attracted initially. But then it just started to actually become, instead of like a quirky weird or like an appealing, endearing weird, it started to actually just become like an uncomfortable weird. Like he makes people feel weird in my life.
You know what little red flag, not even red flag, just weird thing he did that like we brushed over?
What?
When you guys weren't talking. So they were talking and then they stopped, and then like 3 months after they stopped talking,
We started
Tosh
talking
initiated it again.
Yeah.
But during the first few weeks of the 3 months that they weren't talking, he scrolled back through their conversation and sent replies to her old text messages in hopes that she would respond.
I don't even think it was hopes that I would respond. I think he was just like so full of himself that he was like, I don't know what that was about. Like going back, like we haven't talked for weeks. I said no, I cut it off. Literally sending me texts, replying to old messages. And I'm like, what? And he's like, oh wait, did this mean you wanted to like hook up? And I'm like, what the?
That's what it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was like silly little mess. I didn't know that's what he was saying.
He love bombed me.
Oh, for sure. He told you he loved you after like 2 weeks.
No, it was like a few months.
Salem.
Yeah, but we've known each other like.
Yeah, but you weren't dating. It was the whole 3 months.
We had but we had been hanging out again for a couple of months at that
Okay.
point. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So maybe he didn't love bomb you.
No, he did. He did, because he bought me like all these gifts constantly. Like, it was a lot. And I remember thinking, like, I was like loving it because I'm like, oh yeah. And then I remember thinking like, this is a lot. And I started thinking, we don't even have that strong of feelings for each other. Why would you know what I mean? Like, this isn't like, this is fake. You're like making this up, like love letters and I'm like, but like I don't feel that way, and I'm pretty sure you don't even feel that way. And then he admitted that after we broke up. He was like, oh yeah, no.
I do think he was into you though. There was no way he wasn't.
He was definitely into me, but he was definitely not in love with me. Because he didn't know anything about me. He only talked about himself,
That's
ever.
true, yeah. I remember I only met him once when we did our little trip. And we were talking about how a big goal of mine is I want to be a comedian, or like I want to venture into that eventually. He was listening off like, he was like, oh, I know so much about comedy, and like listed like, I don't even remember what it was. It was like some sketch comedy, but not like SNL style. It was like weird.
Don't even get me started on the comedy.
Oh, yeah, because he did the comedy with your brother.
I tried so hard to support him, and it was so embarrassing.
So
like, imagine someone doing stand-up, but like they're not good at it. And then
stop, that's gonna be me.
No, you're funny though. But I would sit there and I would try to laugh, but then I would sit and I would go, well, why don't you say this instead of that to make the joke make more sense? And he would just ignore me and keep going.
Because he thinks a man is better.
It did feel like he did not.
I feel like he definitely thought that. He was like,
yeah,
quiet.
Yeah, like women shut up.
Yeah. He didn't want to say that though, for sure.
And there was part of him that like wanted to improve, because when I would tell him these things, I'd be like, hey, this, that, and the other. He'd be like, he'd really consider it, and he'd be like, you know what? You're right. But then at the end, he totally turned off and was just
he
like,
never came back.
Yeah, because
I thought he was gonna.
He was still hung up on the fact that I initially stopped talking to him that first time. Like, he couldn't get over it.
So, dating in our 20s. It hasn't been fun. It's been a little better for Tosh than it has me.
What?
Because you're in a healthy relationship.
Oh, yeah, true.
That's why. You're at your end goal right now. I am miserable. So right now...
Self-inflicted, though. Because if you just...
Watch where you're going with that.
If you just went... Because the thing is, you never even hung out with the guy.
I know. No, I just meant like... Ugh, I just literally want to meet someone.
I know.
Yeah. I think, like, because I'm at that point where, like, I just don't... Which isn't good. It's not good that I'm at this point. But I'm, like, at this point where I just want to meet someone. I don't think I care who it is.
Emily! No. You know what's really weird?
I want to see if it makes me feel better.
When we first started when we first started, like, hanging out, I was at the point where I was like, I would just date anyone because I wanted a boyfriend.
I was like, never like that either.
Yeah, and you were like, I remember one of the first conversations we had, you were saying that, and you were like, I just think that's so, like, stupid. I don't understand why anyone would do that.
No,
and
I didn't say it was stupid.
No. You weren't saying it towards me. You didn't know that about me yet, but you were saying that, and I went, wow, you know what? I was like, I do that in it, and I really don't like that about myself. You were doing that. It's so funny because I remember I admired you so much for saying that, and I was like, you know what? You're right. That's pathetic. Like,
I think it was because at that point I had never been through like heartbreak.
Yeah. Oh shoot, that's right.
At that point I was in like what I thought was a healthy, happy, loving relationship, which it was when we were in it. It wasn't until we were out of it.
Was it really healthy though?
Yeah, it wasn't unhealthy. It wasn't until like the very end that it was unhealthy.
No, and at that point, things you've said, I feel like it wasn't fully healthy. Like
what?
Like you said, you would like ask for validation, and you'd get like pissed, and you'd give it to you, and
towards the end.
And you only saw him like once a week, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to work," and he wouldn't even go to work. Like, it doesn't seem like it was super
okay, so
healthy.
that once a week thing, to be fair, we lived an hour apart from each other. We had completely different schedules. I worked during the day, he worked overnight.
But I remember even when you were dating,
I don't think that's his, how do I put this? I would say immaturity.
No, yeah.
Lack of motivation, lack of responsibility. Lack of responsibility.
So immature.
For work. Didn't reflect on our relationship as much as he would have liked to use that as an excuse for why he wasn't going to work. I'm pretty sure he did that before we were dating too.
Yeah.
He's
doing it right now.
Probably.
No, he is. He definitely
Are you
is.
stalking him? Are you going to?
No, I just know men,
I imagine I just say where he works. Are you going to?
Well, he said one of the reasons he wanted to break up was so he could focus on social media.
Oh my god, yeah, he doesn't work in social media, by the way. I do.
And he hasn't done a damn thing. Like, the thing is, I don't know any of his socials. I know for a fact if you were to check his TikTok right now, there's not another one uploaded.
Oh, there's no.
And what?
There's not another uploaded, yeah? Yeah. Oh god, I know.
It's giving loser.
So, another reason to subscribe to the pod, help me get back on my ex.
No. What?
Back at.
Oh, I thought you said back with. I'm like, did you just hear what you said?
At. By saying
no,
I'm thriving on social media and he's not.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you know how you get back at him? You succeed and you move the on.
I know.
And
but I need someone to move on with.
No.
That's true. No, I know. That is, I'm so sorry. That is 100% true. But it wouldn't hurt to have someone, like, I don't know.
Well, let's go watch the club again.
I'm not going to meet someone. I was actually thinking about this today of how I can meet someone. Because, I mean, I'm not going to meet someone in my home.
In your home?
Yeah, like, by not leaving my house.
Oh,
like, I'm not going to meet anyone that way.
Why don't you do a little class?
I should. Like, what kind? What kind of class would a guy go to?
The right kind. Like, any girly class you do that you meet a guy in, he's going to be a good freaking guy. Imagine you meet a guy in, like, a pottery class or something.
I was thinking
hot.
that. Or, like, a cooking class.
Yeah. Or you go to Hawaii.
Oh my gosh, Tosh is, our friend, she doesn't live in Hawaii, but her family does, and she's in Hawaii for the month, and it's her birthday, and Tosh is trying to convince me to go for her birthday.
Well, we're going to do a birth chart episode, and I was checking her birth chart, and she supposedly will meet her soulmate either, like, in higher education, so like college, or overseas.
And I already graduated college.
So I think she should go to Hawaii. I think you should go to Hawaii regardless of if you're going to meet your soulmate. I think this would be amazing for you and so fun. And you don't even have to go for her birthday. You could just...
Well, her birthday party falls during, like, my vacation for school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think you should go.
I'll think about it. I do want to start traveling a little more. Maybe I'll find someone traveling. But...
Yes,
for
that's
now,
what your birth chart says. Literally.
For now, I'm on the apps. I actually just started using them again today because I was like taking a break because I thought I was gonna go somewhere with the asshole. Should I say what he does? What I call him?
Yeah.
He's a cop.
So
I guess that should have been the first red flag.
Yeah. Honestly, the apps, I don't know. They've never worked for me. I've been in the long-term relationships I've been in, I'm like, whoa, I was not supposed to be in that relationship.
Yeah.
Like, holy moly. And anytime someone's just, like, stumbled into my life, even though it takes a long time and it's painful and
Does
you have
Harold
to wait.
have any friends that are single?
Hey, I'm sure, yeah. Actually, we should probably look into that.
Well, he's not going to be around for a year.
We did his, going away party. There was, like, 1 million boys in that house. Like, so many boys.
You should have got me the details.
No, I was too scared having a panic attack from being in a house
true.
full of 25 men.
How old are they?
And they're all like nerdy too, which is like my type and your type.
Stop! I love a nerd.
What were you saying? They're all in their 20s.
Good. Set me up.
I know. What the heck? Let me ask him actually.
Oh God.
I can't even talk to him.
I know. Oh. But yeah, I'm on the apps again.
Well, I met a guy once on an app. Any guy I've ever met on an app, I've either low-key got like assaulted or ended up dating them and they were really toxic.
I've only
and
pursued
horrible.
one on an app, and he was my ex-boyfriend.
Well, I met up with one guy, and we hung out, and I don't know. He seemed really cool, but I knew from the beginning that it like wasn't romantic. Like, you know what's strange is I've never had that happen. Nothing against him. It's not like there was anything wrong or anything, but like literally energy-wise, like the vibe, I could, from the second I saw him, I was like, oh no, not romantic. Like, I don't feel romantic towards this person. But he was super, super cool. Like, we had really good conversation, and we went to his apartment, which I don't advise doing the first time that you meet somebody.
Is this the horror movie guy?
No.
Okay.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Keep
And
going.
I went to his house, and like we talked for hours, and he was so cool, so many stories. And then like I don't know, it got weird. Like he kind of kept like pressuring me in a way, because I kept like I was kind of saying like no, like I wasn't that into it. It was not a good. It just ended up not being good. And I was like, I don't like this. I don't want to be on these apps. And then I had something similar like that happen years ago when I first started dating, before I met my one of my last boyfriends, but like long-term boyfriends. And again, wasn't good. They all creeped me out. And then that guy,
Horror movie guy?
yeah, we went on quite a few dates, and finally I went over his house. We were like, he kept playing horror movies, and I was gonna sleep over. And I was like, oh, like I like horror movies, but I get scared sleeping in unfamiliar places. And who's in like the woods? And I was like, so I don't want to like watch a horror movie to go to sleep. And he put it on anyways.
What a bitch.
And he was like, I don't know, it was so awkward.
That's so mean.
And we ended up like kind of getting in an argument and then going to sleep, and he put the horror movie on again and rolled over and went to sleep. And I was like, I wanted to leave so bad, and then in the morning I just like awkwardly like brushed my teeth and he like escorted me out.
Do you want to share how you came to be with your newest boyfriend?
Yeah.
Your newest boy of the month?
You're so slut.
Your new flavor of the week.
Okay, yeah, I missed kissing 2 boys last weekend in one night. Oh. So we met through my friend, my good friend. She is her boyfriend's friend. And initially I had gotten out of a relationship and I was like, I can't be in a relationship right now. But I'm like want to have fun, like I'm bored. And he had never like even kissed anyone, and so she was like, you know what, he never goes on dates, like we've been trying to get him to go on dates with girls, this will be good practice for him and fun for you. And I was like, okay, dope. So we went on a little date and he was sweet. I was like, cool, cutie pie. That was that. We didn't keep talking after. Then we ended up, my friend and I, we wanted to go away for the week for like a night at a casino, and our other friend didn't want to go, so we were like, why don't we invite like the boys, and it'll be like the boys hang out, the girls hang out. Then I ended up,
it was a double date.
It ended up being just a double date, and like I couldn't hear him talking because he mumbles a little bit or a lot of it. So I was like stressed the whole night because I kept saying what, and I kept feeling like I was making it awkward by saying what, and my shoes were so uncomfortable, and I was just like so grumpy. We ended up getting a hotel room that like was a cigarette room, and like it smelled bad, and I don't know, I ended up getting pissed at him because he was like, he told me what to do or something, and it pissed me off. So I was like, just grumpy. Didn't talk to him again after that. Then I started dating someone else, the guy who we talked about earlier, who was like really full of himself. And I take him to a Halloween party, and he's at the Halloween party. And like I remember talking to him and thinking like, oh, he's really cool, like I really like him. But like I'm not like romantic because I had a boyfriend, but I was just like, oh, he's so funny, like I like him, he's interesting. And he ended up talking to my current boyfriend at that time, like for a long time. Like I couldn't find my boyfriend at the time. He was talking to Harold.
Oh my God,
it was funny. And I was like, what is going on? And then I remember hearing that he had gotten like pretty drunk that night, and I remember feeling like worried. Like I didn't know him well. I'd only met him a few times, but I remember thinking like something was wrong. I don't know. I felt bad. But like I just didn't have, like I was dating someone, I didn't feel entitled to ask, like I didn't know him well enough. Anyways, the next time I hear of him, my friend's like, oh my God, he enlisted. And I'm like, whoa. I was like, I knew something was like weighing on him, I don't know. Next time I see him, it was a New Year's party, and we end up talking like all night. But like, I don't know, it was like, he had never had his first kiss, I had never had my first New Year's kiss, so I was thinking in my head, like, maybe we'll kiss, but I, like, wasn't sure, like, I don't know, I didn't know if I wanted a relationship, like, he was going, he was leaving for the military, so I didn't want to, like, lead him on, so I didn't. We stopped talking. Then, I was gonna bring my lizard here to be her brother's lizard, like, her brother was gonna take my lizard, and her brother ended up not being able to take him last minute. And so I'm like in her driveway with this lizard, and I was having like a lot of anxiety at the time, so I start like panicking, and my friend's like, we'll figure it out. She starts calling everybody and their mother, like literally their friend's friend, their mom's friend, their dad's, like calling everyone in our phones. And Harold's like, I can take him for a few weeks, but I'm going to the army. And so I was like, okay, like you foster him, and then while he's with you, we'll find him another home. We bring him to his house, and I just remember, I don't know if you believe in like angel numbers or anything, but we pulled up to the house and it said like 111, and I was like, is his house 111? My friend believes in that stuff too, and she was like, oh yeah. And at the time she knew that he liked me, so she was like, yeah, it is. We bring the lizard in, and Harold and I end up talking for like hours, and I was like, oh, I freaking like this kid. I don't know, we had like chemistry. I felt bad because we made my friend like sit there while we talked. She was talking too, but so anyways, he finally gets my number, because this is the first time he ever got my number, and it's because I asked for his phone. I was like, give me your phone. And he's like, oh, text me. I always say this one thing, because he was like, text me. I'll text you if anything goes wrong. And I was like, text me if anything goes right. It was kind of flirty,
that
right?
Is cute.
I was like, and so he did. He sent me a picture of him, and we ended up just like texting. And my friend's like, are you guys texting? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, what the hell? She's like, literally when he texts girls, they'll be like, hi, how are you? And he'll be like, good. And like, end of conversation. But we were like texting, and it was like good texting. Like every single thing we say, it's like, I'm in, like, it was good conversation. like we're super witty and same sense of humor and stuff, and very similar. Like he's like the boy version of me, and so then we ended up hanging out for a few weeks before he left, and it was amazing and wonderful. And then he left, and I've been losing my mind ever since.
Yeah.
And it's really sad.
Well, you also
painful.
missed his last phone call.
Yes,
Because he gets one phone call a month.
well, he's in basic training, and he called me, and I was on like a little hike, and I went to check how far I had walked, and it said missed call, and I was literally like so upset. I tried not to let it ruin my day.
Me. You were having a bad day.
And I haven't got a letter from him yet, and I don't know why.
Which they say that's super common.
Yeah, it
like
takes a
basic
long
training,
time,
yeah.
but like now it's getting in the verge of like it's a long time. I'm like, I'm hoping he's okay.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
there's
sure.
also other factors going on. It's really
Yeah.
chaotic, but I like him a lot, and it's worth it.
Yeah. He seems nice. I've only met him the one time.
Yeah, you don't know
He
much
seems-
about him, but he's like basically everything I've ever wanted.
Oh, that's cute.
It's like, it's like I don't get it. Why would the universe be like, here's literally everything you've ever wanted, and then be like,
Well, because you
and-
needed it. Because you
I
wanted,
know, that's
like, the
true.
time to yourself.
I really
and,
wouldn't have
like-
time if he was here, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest. But it's
Yeah.
still like my heart, because even when I don't have a boyfriend or anyone to talk to, my heart is like, I miss you. I don't even know who it is. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Me right now.
I'm like, so when I actually have someone wonderful who's not here, it's like, oh, like I'm such a loving person. I need to like love up on you all the time.
I'll be back soon. Don't worry.
My glasses. I don't know though if he'll be back soon is the thing.
Like eventually.
At least, honestly, the distance that we have right now, not being able to talk at all, is so horrendous that when I can just even text him and call him every once in a while, it's gonna be significantly better, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be able to like appreciate it. So.
For sure.
Alright guys, we know it's a short video. This is our first time talking about like our personal lives, and it's a bit intimidating, a bit scary.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a little bit better as time goes on.
We
Don't know what we're comfortable with sharing.
Guys.
Yes?
Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god.
Sentence.
Happened. It was fucking crazy.
So, first of all, we don't have our mics because we screwed up the audio.
Yeah,
so.
we had, and then we filmed this episode a week ago, but we have stuff to add to it right now. So
And last week we were grumpy.
we were grumpy, but now we have like kind of good reason. We found out. Well, I found out a lot. So if you don't already know, you should know by this point that this episode is about dating in your 20s, and we both talked about our own personal experiences and our recent experiences. Which, if you came this far, you know I was talking to a guy that was like casual, who I think I mentioned he was a cop,
I didn't.
and he was mean to me that day. Like, when we
He was
started-
mean, period.
Yeah, he was mean.
I
Yeah.
was not a fan of this man from the
Nope.
start, but I let her do her thing. But
I was like, casual, it'll be fine. I met him on Bumble, and he gave me very little information about himself.
red flag.
I never actually met him, thank God. It would have been so scary if I did. I do a little internet digging with the very minimal information he gave me.
Because she's a freaking stalker.
I called Tosh up, and I'm like, guess who I found on Facebook? Him. Guess what his banner profile picture is? His wife! I said wedding usually. His wife on their wedding day. I was
Like,
really
I'm
shaking.
not even surprised at all. Not just because this guy stunk
I was literally
balls,
ugh.
but like, because men. I bet half the
Oh my
fucking
God.
men on these dating apps are married or have girlfriends.
Oh my god.
Which is like crazy to think about because it's like
It made
probably-
me so scared, yeah.
Probably half the people you're matching with are in relationships just cheating.
That is horrible to think about. I was in so much shock. I mean, his wife is probably in more shock than I am, clearly. But that poor girl, I can say this, right? She's just had a baby. He had told me he hasn't had sex in 5 months. You know how old his baby is? 5 months old. So he used it as an excuse to cheat on his wife. What a scumbag. Absolutely insane.
We are girls, so we
Yes.
had to let a sister know.
I did, yeah. I DM'd her on Instagram with a fake account. That's important because he was a cop and a little aggressive. She was super sweet. I mean, girl's going through it. she just found out her husband of 2 years is cheating on her.
Was she, like, super chill about it, though?
Yeah, she, like, thanked me for letting her know.
Because, like, she was so chill about it that I'm, like, wondering,
Yeah.
like, if she's already had a talk like this with someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she, the first thing she said was, like, I told her I had the pictures of, like, his profile and then his, like, phone number. I didn't want to send her my text, though, because I didn't want her to know it's, like, me. Like, or him find out that I told his wife.
As you're saying it on...
Oh, he won't find this.
Imagine one
Bro
day.
didn't even know that I could use Facebook to find him. Like, he was like...
no way
he was like,
watching
yeah, he was like, I have no
podcasts on
social
YouTube.
media, yeah. He doesn't know how to use social media. If he did, he would have been smarter about me not finding him.
This dude.
I was like, it didn't take much to find him, so...
So tell him that you've been now stalking their accounts to see, like,
Oh
if
my god.
she, like, found out, or they breaking up.
I've been looking at her Instagram, and she's on, like, a trip right now, like, bachelorette party. And I know I shouldn't be looking at her Instagram, but, like, I just want to know if she's, like...
I kind of get it. Like, I'd be freaked out by the situation as well.
Yeah, it's, like, just part of me, like, I'm not going to reach out, obviously. But, like, part of me just wants to know, like, she's okay. And, like, they had this, like, weird Instagram story thing where she left for a bachelorette party. He posted online, and she reposted it. He was like, being a single dad isn't so bad. You don't need to come home. And then, like, she reposted it.
Because
and was
she's
like,
away.
What the fuck? And then, like, a couple hours later, he posted and she reposted it. Just kidding. We had a huge blowout. Please come home. And I'm like, if that's not,
Wait, a
like...
huge blowout? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Meaning, like, I need help, please come home. Ew, so
Or
unromantic.
like, I know,
so
yeah.
crusty. On the internet, too, for everyone to see. So imagine how
Yeah.
he talks to her in private.
I know. I hope that girl gets
In
out.
conclusion, if you are dating on dating apps and you're getting red flags and you hear that little
I
voice
know.
in your head,
I ignored
and
them.
and she's
Tom's
quiet.
were so mad.
No, I did the same exact thing. Like, I literally was almost mad at you and myself because, like, you, and I appreciate going through the experience with you because it was able to let me, like, see what I literally just did with, like, my last relationship. Like, just ignoring the red flags and being, because it was like, kind of fun. You know what I mean? Like,
it was supposed to be fun. It was just supposed to be fun, and I loved the idea, but I obviously didn't like the idea that he was married. When I found out.
but there were so many.
There was red flags, and I just ignored them.
The thing is, okay, the more that you get to know yourself, the more you start, like, living truly and how you want, right? The louder that little voice that's in the back of your head gets, the more it's, like, doesn't allow you to even continue to talk with someone like that because it starts to get so loud that it's literally screaming at you. Now, I've done this my whole life, ignored that little voice, right? And then the last guy that I was with, it was screaming, like, so loud, like, what are you doing? Like, I could literally hear I would have nights where I'm literally like, what am I doing? Now,
Gotta listen to those voices sometimes. Sometimes they're not good, but other times they are.
they're onto something. You
Yeah.
can tell, though. You can tell.
You can tell when they're cuckoo or...
Well, sometimes I can't, to be honest. But, like, ultimately I
Yeah.
can. Like, in the moment, even if I'm going crazy, I'm like, no, this is a bit irrational. But I still am freaking out. But, ladies, we gotta start listening to our guts. Because, I love men. Men are great. But they're also really not. A lot of the time, if I'm being honest. Like, they put us through the ringer.
Can I tell them about this? I actually told this new boy. I know, I've already found a new one.
It's this day and age.
What?
Thank you.
About our podcast. I told him I was going to talk about him on our podcast tonight.
I was like, what's that sound?
I told this new boy, I know, I already have a new boy, that I was going to talk about him on our podcast tonight. So by the time we're watching this, I am probably going to be on my first date with him. We're getting ice cream, and he's super cute.
And he's very
super
sweet, and she goes, ah! She goes, what did you say? You were like, oh, he likes anime, and, like, she went to go on, and I was like, what anime? I said, because this will
I looked
tell
it
you
up. I was like,
what
looking it up.
kind of
He's so
nerd
sweet.
is he? Because he's either a good nerd or a little creepy, you know what I mean? You can tell. I was like, what kind? And she goes, what is this? Ghibli? And I'm like, ah! Ghibli! I'm like, okay, good.
So
Pass
Tosh
for me.
approved.
Green flag.
Yeah.
I said, you know all that weird shit I have all in my room? That's all Ghibli themed stuff, you know, by the way. And it's like the most wholesome, cute movies ever.
So you can,
Check. Approved.
since your
Well, no,
boyfriend's
meet him
MIA right now, you can tag along to our dates.
Oh my god, he's Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad! I love doing that. I love third wheeling with couples. It's so fun.
I'm so excited.
I used to do that with my friend and her boyfriend. We used to hang out with like all the 4 of us when I had my like first serious boyfriend. And then I broke up. We broke up. He moved. I'm talking really low. And then I used to hang out with them all the time and we'd have lots of fun, but he was...
We can have our dates in that pretty town that I won't say. Because we're on the internet.
No, you guys are going to go on your first date and I'm going to be sitting in the table, like, behind you.
Well, our first date is Wednesday. When this goes up.
I know, but I'm not supposed to be there and I'm going to show up anyways and, like, put a mustache on and sit there. You're like...
I'll be like...
I'm like, I don't know who that weirdo is. Oh my god, look at that weird girl by herself staring at us.
I'll be like, oh, look at that creep. But, yeah, so we had to come and share this in this episode because it just perfectly related with dating your 20s. Like, you never know what the fuck is gonna happen. It's just a huge roller coaster, whether you want it to be or not.
That happened that night?
That night, yeah.
And that was not a good night already.
No, I got no like, I was so mad because when we were trying to film, my house was like so loud, even though like we tell them we're filming right now and get their permission, I'd say, before we start filming. Like, we ask them, we don't just say like shut the fuck up. We're like, hey, we're gonna film now, is that okay? And they're like, yeah, we'll stay out.
And that wasn't
and it didn't happen.
So we were like, she was like, well,
I was in a bad mood.
She was in a very bad mood. We had to go get our little drinkies,
yeah,
debrief a little, and then that night, I remember I got an Impossible Whopper. I was chomping down on my Impossible Whopper, and you were like,
and I found
out something.
And I called you and Amelie, our friend Amelie, was on the beach in Hawaii.
It was like 9 p.m.
And I was like, girl, you'll never find out what
I'm
happened.
scarfing down an Impossible Whopper. She just found out
I'm on the verge of tears.
And she's on the beach like, what's up? This beautiful mountain in the background. I was like, I'm surprised it wasn't a fucking rainbow.
This was a crazy episode. We had basically 2 parts to it. Our first part was a little boring. I hope you stuck around to this part because this one was kind of insane.
Crazy because it's kind of shitty quality as well, but also...
that can be the best videos sometimes. So.
That's so true. You're right. The ones you always think are going to do bad do good.
Yeah. So, crazy week. Crazy shit happened. And then we're going to go film our next episode now because...
we'll be in the same clothes.
Yeah. But we will see you then. Thanks for yapping with us.